All right. So, welcome, beloved. Take a moment to arrive, not just here, but within yourself. Allow your shoulders to soften. Allow your jaw to unclench. Allow the breath to deepen without force. Today, we gather inside the sacred art of receiving, not as an abstract idea, but as a lived practice, one that lives in this body, the nervous system, and the heart. A practice that asks us to examine how we've learned to protect ourselves and whether these protections are still serving us. Receiving is not about taking everything offered. It is about allowing what is aligned to land. December carries us the energy of closing, yes, but also arrival, of harvest, of what has been quietly preparing to meet you. And yet, for many of us, this is where tension arises because ease can be unfamiliar, support can feel suspicious, love without chaos can feel unreal. Tonight or today, whenever this meets you, it will also be on my YouTube page. We are here not to dismantle your discernment, we are here to refine it. This is a space where softness is not synonymous with exposure, where boundaries are not barriers but containers for nourishment, where receiving is an act of sovereignty. As we move through tonight's inquiry, allow yourself to listen without judgment. Let the questions meet you where you are, not where you think you should be. There is no fixing required, only witnessing. Let us begin. So, as always, when I get to these eyebrows, we need peace and quiet. All right. So I have 20 prompts for you that I'm going to share on my newsletter page. It's on my website, the land's right on my website. So again, you go to my link tree, it's TT by Tiana Taylor. LLC is my link tree, and everything is there for you to click. Literally. So all of my things are there. And I love to share them with you. And I'm grateful to be here and to be in celebration after my 35th solar return. All right, we can relax now. Eyebrows on. All right. What makes receiving feel uncomfortable for me, and where did that story begin? For me, I would say receiving was made uncomfortable with the reality that I'm picky. And it's more about being particular than being picky. And the receipt of pickiness is like, doesn't happen. So, with that, with being so picky in life, um, the reality that I would have to make it my own because I was very particular. And I realized it wasn't picky, it was particular. And with that particular energy, I am reminded that when people want you in their life, they show you that. It emphasizes there's never a question about where you stand. So I think once I learned that, like, it's okay, it's not picky. Those that would down me to be picky, they're just not meant to be preparing my plates of abundance, and that's okay too. Like, I don't want someone that, oh, like you're putting negative energy into my food. I don't like that. So yes, I find that made it uncomfortable to receive because of the fact that I'm picky and I want things in a particular way, and that's hard for people who aren't intending on doing me that well or putting that much effort into me. So with that, I have come to the reality that those that make it difficult for me to receive in their presence but have no problem being on the receiving end of my presence don't get to have me too long. And I'm grateful that my discernment has provided me that awareness sooner than later. I still go through like all 5 stages of grief. And I'm a firm believer, like, please do that because that's part of the healing work in regards when connections don't work out. Platonic, romantic, what have you. Always do the work that is inspired by that. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for all my connections. Nothing, as I've gotten older, I've had to learn like I'm not like, oh, I hate, should have never met you. Um, that's not the conversation that I have because I don't feel it to be true. I don't feel it to be honest. I needed to learn about myself in that time. And with that reality, what sensations arise in my body when someone genuinely pours into me? Overflow. The feeling of heartfelt overflow is so, so, so beautiful. I love the witness, the experience, the excitement that is the reality that it's like you love me and you love me like this. Like it's so important. Um, it's a beautiful, it really is a beautiful place to be when you have the excitement and the awareness behind the experiences of the connections you have. Like when people pour into me, it's super, super, super necessary to have people around you who desire to celebrate and pour into you. Because it's one thing to be on the receiving end, it's always beautiful to be on the receiving end. But You gotta match where the pores go. And I am continuing to lean into the realities that that's only thing that makes sense. Only thing that makes sense is to pour into where the love goes. Like, I love who loves me, and how I find it to be so lovely. And I so experience this the most, especially around my birthday time, because being a holiday birthday babe, like the reality. Where do I still equate receiving with debt, obligation, or worthiness? Um, I would say, where do I still equate receiving with debt? I would think subtly. I don't like, I don't define receiving with debt. I don't, but I do connect it with reciprocity. Um, I think that's important. I don't think that's talked about enough. Super important. Um, um, yeah, I would say in those places that really the reciprocity wasn't intended. I always operate heart forward and then kind of adjust as needed. And I think that's just me seeing and trusting that everyone operates from the good in them. That's not always the case, and that's okay. There's beautiful good in me, and that's important. And I think honoring that is the utmost importance because mhm, I think that's important when it's not aligned in that sense. And that's the only time it feels like a debt. Um, all right, next. What would it look like to allow softness to be a strength rather than a threat? What would it look like to allow softness to be a strength and not a threat? Hmm. I think that has a lot personally for me to do with the personal internal. Mhm. Okay. What would it look like to allow softness in would be allowing softness in for me is gonna look like Open heart posture. Being particular about my posture is going to be important. Yeah, softness, posture will be the first thing that I work on, my softness. Um, what blessings have I what blessings have been trying to reach me, but my guardedness has blocked them? Um, what blessings? Hmm, what blessings? Yeah, posture. What blessings have been trying to reach me, but my guardedness? Hmm. I feel like right now my guard is down most. Anticipation is high, like that aspect, and that I guess you would call that anxiety component, but that's mm, yeah. And lastly, where can I shift from I have to earn to I'm already deserving? Everything I wake up and one of my first affirmations is reminding myself that I'm worthy. I think it is super important that we don't forget those things. It's not to do lips, and then we'll do our closing. So I'll answer another question. Um, what does safe receiving feel like, and what boundaries help create that environment? Safe receiving is open heart energy, open chakras, um, open and ready to And what does safe receiving feel like, and what boundaries help create this environment? Safe receiving feels like mm, safe receiving feels like that giddy energy when anticipation is super high and there is space. Safe receiving. What do the boundaries look like? Um, yes, so safe receiving and those boundaries that allow safe receiving look like people watching, the ones you care about and you love. Um, and clarity when maybe your people watching maybe a little off. Okay. Perfect. Yes. So, how do you respond when someone mirrors love towards you? Do you lean in or pull back? I love me a mirror. I love me a mirror of love. I love me a mirror of meaning reflection. And I love me a mirror of opportunity because one, I enjoy looking at me. I have to look at me the rest of my days. So it's like, might as well make it look good. And it's important that that interaction with self happens and it happens often. So, again, on my newsletter, blog, page, and my website, this will include the live recording video as well as the rest of the journal prompts so you can flow through the sacred art of receiving with me this week. And in honor of that, so I am going to close this portal, this Goddess Glow portal. I'm so grateful that you were here with me, that you tuned in, that you are seeing and maybe sharing later on if you follow me on YouTube. So again, that's TT by Tina Taylor on YouTube. This is going to be under the TT by Tina Taylor playlist as well as the December 2025 playlist. That's all of what I got going on this month in it. So I'm so excited to share with you. And as we begin to close, return your attention to the body. Notice your hands. Are they clenched? Are they open? Notice the breath. Is it shallow? Is it supported? Receiving is not something that you perfect overnight. It is a relationship you cultivate. Today, you have not been asked to abandon discernment. You have been invited to upgrade your worthiness, to recognize that what is meant for you does not require suffering as proof. As you move through the remainder of December, let this be your practice. Pause before deflecting support. Breathe before minimizing love. Notice when ease arrives and allow it to stay. What you allow yourself to receive now sets the energetic precedent for 2026. Open hands, rooted spine, soft heart. You're allowed to be met. You're allowed to be supported. You are allowed to receive fully, safely, and without apology. Thank you for showing up. This glow is yours to carry forward.